Welcome in, everyone. How's it going? Just doing a little refresh here, and then we will introduce our special guest, as it were. He's about 1 year old and demolishing a hedgehog right now. Here we go. Just do a little get the chat pulled up here. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So it may just be a super short one. I've got work in the morning, per usual. So I've got our dog in here with us. Come here. Let's see if I can get him on camera. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Super good boy. He's just a little wild because he's young. But that's the Pooch. That's the Toby. I think eventually we're going to get a Toby cam. Lay down. No, don't be throwing your hedgehog around, please. Lay down on your bed. Good boy. I think I want to start doing a Toby cam. Let y'all enjoy his presence. He's fun when he's not acting a fool and getting into the trash. He's a good dog, though. He really is. Oh, hello. What's up, bro? We are building the Gundam Death Scythe Hell, and it's the TV version, not the EW version. Hey, lay down. No, down. So, as you can hear, I haven't even opened this one yet. So, first order of business, let's get everything open and organized, and then we'll go from there. I don't think I have my scissors, but that's okay. I'll just use my knife. How was everybody's day? It's been a decent one for us. A little bit long, but not bad nonetheless. I was on guitar duty for our church today, so I did that this morning. And yeah. And we came home and had a visitor, and kind of just yeah, fresh. Okay, if you're gonna keep squeaking it, I'm gonna have to kick you out. He broke the high-pitched squeaker, so now the only squeaker that's left in it is the one that goes huh, huh. And it gets kind of annoying, but it's funny. So, yep, here's another one. So this one is looks like the weapon effects for his scythe and such, and probably legs or arms. So this is the 2025 Death Scythe kit. Brand new 2025. They redid the whole Gundam Wing, like TV forms, and their high grade versions. So now, yeah, you still have polycaps, but, or no. Yeah. You do still have polycaps, but it's the harder plastic polycaps. So they're a lot more sturdy, and they're not going to fall apart on you and go like limp noodle a few years down the line. So Here we go. This one's like hands and stuff. The very first one was like the wing armor and some stickers. Nothing crazy. This looks like more leg pieces and, like I said, hands right there in the center. Lay down. Yes, lay down. Lay down. Lay down on your bed, good boy. He's trying to give me kisses. Lay down. He's a goofy little dog. And looks like this is the backpack. Easy there, dude. This is the backpack and the leg armor or some of the white bits. We'll see how this goes. I'll show you the manual here in just a second. I'm actually going to let him out of the room and real fast take his bed back. That way he's not making a ton of noise while we do this. Just give me 2 seconds, people. Friends. But yeah, so that's what it should look like. I don't want to hold it directly on. There we go. That's what it'll look like with the double scythe, and then like the cool shield and the cool wing armor. And I don't know if they've got a picture of it all closed up, but we'll see how far we get. Or actually, you know what? Let's do this. We take his bed and the toy into the other room, like I said, just so he's not so noisy. And then we'll come back, we'll get all the runners put in alphabetical order. So here's what the new build manuals look like for the high grades. There's not really anything to see on the front. It's just like stark in the camera, unfortunately, but all the instructions are kind of just laid out. There's no extra artwork or anything like there normally is. They're kind of just plain and simple. Nothing too extravagant. It looks like a lot of it's very similar to the original high grade kit, but we'll see. I've got every version of him so far, so safe to say he is definitely top 5 for sure. Alright, I will be right back. Get your hedgehog. Get your hedgehog, take him with you. Back. Now we'll just get this in order real fast, and I'm gonna just tilt the camera that way you guys can see what's going on here. So every runner is labeled with a letter. I always just put them in alphabetical order, so obviously this one's D, E, C, B, polycaps, E, 2, C1, there we go, So it almost looks like they've made it to where they're separated for left and right, but they are really not. It's literally the same part on each runner because the legs and all the body sections are symmetrical on each side. So, C. What did I say? This one was B. Yep. B1. E. Oh, F. Okay, so F1 and 2. So these are the wings. I thought there would be more stickers, but I guess not. It looks like the white bits that are on the wing sections right there are actual plastic, so that's nice. That's a nice addition. F. Kind of just getting myself organized. Like I said, it makes this so much easier, and then this should be A. Yep. So this is A. It's not really, you can tell it's not black. It's very deep navy blue. He's not a black suit until he's in Endless Waltz, as far as like his actual colors go. So, and then sticker sheet, kind of the standard run-of-the-mill sticker sheet. It looks like shield stuff and little wing venti sections. And then I'm not really sure what the black ones are for, but we'll find out. So, let's see, A. Now we're just going to stick them in order. B, C, D, E, and F. So for $21.99, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runners, some nice box art, and what I'm sure is going to end up being a sweet kit once you get it all done. So, that being said, let's jump in. So the new manual, you can kind of see it there. It does have English translation on it, so that's nice. Lots of stickers on this. That's what those little gray stickers are for the vent sections in the chest. Wow. Okay. Kind of a cop-out, but we'll see what we can do to not have to use stickers. I think I've got a marker that will work for that. That'll be way cooler looking anyway. I don't like using stickers if I don't have to. Okay, so we need E1. And we're gonna, normally I would turn my camera and everything for you guys, but tonight we're just gonna keep it kind of short and sweet, like I said. So E15, if I can get the chest section built tonight on camera, that'd be solid enough for me. Been wanting to try a new technique. Everything on the internet's saying I need to be doing it this way, but I just don't know if I like doing it this way. Because now I'm having the double snip stuff. E1, 7. moving on. Just finish cutting this section out. And then we need some poly caps. PC2. How was everybody's day? Hope it's been a good one. Like I said, it was a busy one for us, so. So I've been seeing a lot of videos about one snipping and two snipping on your plastic and what it actually does to your model. There's really no difference other than the pressure that it puts on the plastic if you don't know what you're doing. Anyone who's careful should be fine. Because I don't necessarily like that it leaves behind a bunch of nubs. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. You see that little white pile right there? That's a nub. I don't like that. It's the little chunks of plastic that come off the piece of your part. They kind of just make a mess. So I'm gonna just keep doing it how I've always done it, and if you don't like it, sorry about you. Now we're gonna sandwich these two things together. So it's gonna have nice articulation, it looks like, with these slotted joints. Okay, I don't know if mine's defective or what the deal is, but we got a little bit of cleanup to do on this nub. Looks like it just wasn't molded quite right, because it is not wanting to slide in place. Alright, let's try again. and you just kind of smoosh them together. Smoosh. Just like that. We've got the start of a chest. Let's see. Now we need I have a little shelf I keep this on now. 8. So chest section. I just try to find the light so I know I'm making a good flush cut. And that's always, I think, the key. Is if you don't know how to one snip, just pay attention. You don't want to cut into your part, so you go where the part and the nub meet, and that is way less cleanup. You hit it with a glass file like 1 or 2 times, or whatever kind of file you got, and you have no mark left over at all. That's kind of just my preferred method. I don't have a glass file or anything like that, but I do have files. I'm not fancy enough to own that stuff. So let me actually smoosh these together real quick. And for this one, I'm actually just one snipping everything. I'm not going to two snip. I'm sorry. Or one snip and clean. I'm just one snipping and moving on. I'll cut it flush and move. With my high grade kits, I don't really care so much because they're a dime a dozen kind of thing. And I know it's just plastic, but this is just way faster. I can build way more doing it this way, which is why I prefer doing it like this. Okay, put this away for just a second. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to add the front of the chest, which is that piece right there. Trying to get through all the model kits I do have before I go and buy more. And I have an extra special one lined up for the future, but I just don't know when we're going to get to it. It kind of just depends on how long it takes us to build the rest, which there's still you can't really see it now, but when I turn the camera back up, there's a real grade and a Lego Lamborghini down there, and then there's a 1955 Chevy Hot Rod die-cast aluminum kit down there that requires true attention to detail and skill. And then I've got a master grade Wing Proto Zero also. So we still have quite a bit to build before I go off and buy more model kits. So try and get through it all. Chest. Okay, now we need A7. And you can kind of see how I'm doing it. I try to, like I said, I put the piece up where I'm trying to snip it. I try to find the edge where the plastic and the nub meet, and that's where I snip. My pieces don't have any stress marks. They don't have any stress fractures. Just a nice clean cut. I always make sure that my snips are sharp before I go to use them. I think that's also key. You don't have sharp tools, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, now we need A again. A18 and A19. And it says it's these little venti sections right here in the center. Those dudes that get stickers. I'm not doing all that. This is way faster. I've got markers. I've got a whole set. Courtesy of the wife. And these are just acrylic paint markers. They're nothing like ultra special, but they're safe on all kinds of plastic. So those are supposed to be black, I think. Let me pull the sticker sheet out. No, they're dark gray. Okay, I think I've got something that color. As a matter of fact, I do. But I've also got a gunmetal. I think we're going to do them in gunmetal. I think that's going to look way cooler. But yeah, literally every color of the rainbow, like in this marker set. You kind of see. There you go. Like all the colors you could ever want. And even a whole small set of metallics. And then, like I said, I took the time to do the color swatch sheet as well. So you can really truly see what they look like. I'll set those aside for now. Alright, let's get into it. Do it again. So, just take it and swipe it on. Till you get a nice even layer. And these come off with alcohol, so if we make a mistake, it's not a big deal. We'll just hit it with a little alcohol pad, a little cotton swab, and no one will ever know. How was your day, bro? Talk to me. What'd you guys do today? Here we go. You can't really tell. Boom. Metallic. the markers just add so much nicer depth than a sticker ever will. And these markers have two tips. They've got like a brush tip, and then they have like just a round tip. The brush tip is usually what I end up using 99% of the time, because you can also get like super ultra fine lines with it. Trying to find the light to see it is the hard part. And there we go. A fully painted chest section that we don't have to put stickers on. It took me way less time to do that than it would to put stickers on it. So we're just going to keep that out. Let's see here. It does say that there's a red chest sticker. We could use that, and we may, just because trying to do red and then a layer of black over top of it with these markers doesn't always work. So I'll have to pull out a toothpick here in just a second. All right. Grab a toothpick real quick out of my box. So, like I said, these are your friend alcohol prep pads. Some other tools I would recommend having: a soft file. This one happens to have 3 sides, so it's got a coarse, a fine, and then a polish. And then I've got just a hard file, like a 120 grit file for other things like bigger projects and stuff. Let's see. Come hither, toothpick. And then I always have tons of toothpicks, so I would have a couple of different kinds of hobby knives, or at least a couple of different kinds of blades. Like the long ones are great when you need to do like chisel work and you don't have a chisel. You can use them to really get in that fine line detail and kind of clear them out so that your panel line ink or whatever you use flows very nicely. I definitely recommend a pin vise of some sort, regardless of, you know, how much you spend on it. Having one is better than not having one. I hardly ever use it. Some sort of panel liner. I always just panel line everything in black. You can get gray, you can get brown, whatever color you want. I always just use the black fine liner. So all it is just a super ultra fine marker. This is water based as well, so it's safe for all plastics. And then I've got more hobby blades. These are for this knife, which is a little different. As you see, it's got a little short stubby blade on it. This is for like cleaning up nubs. The other one is very specific application. And then just some Q-tips. Nothing crazy. Just help you clean up the alcohol, or to help you get into a precise spot. It's really all it's for. Let me just press this sticker in real fast. And the nice thing about the toothpick for stickers is it allows you to get into the details where the sticker is actually supposed to go without damaging it. You can actually form it and mold it into the part itself, so it will never come out on you unless you're just touching it a ton. Try not to do that. Alright, now we need A18 and A19, which are these. So find some light and snip, snip, snip away. I would love to do maybe a video, if we could, on the new Gundam tabletop game that's out that has little minis for that. That might be kind of cool. So if I can get my hands on that, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. These I am going to do just a quick slice of the nub off, just so that they're not fitting weird or anything. There's just something so therapeutic about not even necessarily building Gundams, just building model kits in general. It eases the brain quite nicely. It's warm in here. Especially if you're ultra hardcore ADD and ADHD like Kyle and I are. Oh yeah, that looks tons better with that marker on there instead of those silly stickers. I'll show y'all in a second. Let me smush it onto the other section. Ooh, that's satisfying. So yeah, that's what we have so far, folks. We've been live for 40 minutes. I mean, I know it seems like not much progress, but if you sat down to actually build this in one sitting, you could definitely do it in a couple of hours easy if you just one snip everything. Honestly, you could do it in probably about an hour if you tried. Maybe we'll do that. We'll get another one of these new wing high grades. I've got my eyeballs on the Ultron. It's like a teal and white suit with like dragons on it and stuff. It's really cool looking. Maybe we'll snag that one and we'll try it and see how far we can get in about an hour. See if we can't speed build. Kind of like a build challenge. Now we need PC4. I'm just going to gorilla these off of there. I don't even care. So most of these pieces are designed to where you can just pop them off the runner if you don't have snips of any kind. Like you can just turn them or like kind of wiggle them and they snap right off. I don't want to show you that just because I don't do that on the regular, but with my poly caps I don't mind because it's 2 snips no matter what you do. And most of the time you can actually get them to pull off much cleaner than you can snipping them. So now we're going to attach the lower section of the body to the upper section here. And just kind of smoosh it in place there. And it looks like, oops, you can get a good little bit of movement out of it within reason, of course. I mean, they're only designed for so much, but I mean, there you have it, folks. That's a nice looking torso for a high grade. Some of these high grade kits have really surprised me, like the high grade Gundam Moon. He's a fantastic kit if you're looking for a high grade that is a little bit more advanced and a little bit more complex in its design. Plus, it's also a very large kit because the suit that it's based on, the Vargul, is just a massive suit in and of its own. Like it rivals the Sentinel and the Double Zeta that I've got hanging out on the shelf over here in size. Like it is a big kit. Let's see. Now we're moving on to the next page. I think we're just going to keep going. Number 2, build the head. A31 and E117. So again, you just kind of look at the runner from every angle and just make sure you're not making a poor snip, and you're usually fine if you're trying to one snip. I'm so afraid I was going to lose that. Some of these little face sections on these guys are tiny. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be forced to use the eye stickers on this one because its eyes are supposed to be green, not red. So clean that little chin up a little bit. almost wonder if I should put the eye stickers on first before I shove the mask section on. And then I'll show you guys how to panel line a face once I get this head built. We may try to paint the shield sections that get stickers too. We'll see. The nice thing about the Death Scythe is he doesn't have a lot of weapons. He's got literally the wings, which act as his shield. He's got his double scythe, and then he's got his shield, like his actual arm shield that acts as like a blade and a projectile that he can shoot, and that's it. So there's not a ton of stuff to actually put together in this kit. But what you do get is a very nicely designed model so far. Oh, these eye stickers are always a nightmare. I'm trying to get them to sit just right. Bust out your toothpick. Goodness. These things are just finicky sometimes. They don't want to stick. If I had a metallic dark green like that, I would definitely paint those eyeballs instead of using a sticker. I just don't. Alright, that's pretty good right there. We won't mess with it too much further. Okay, now we need A1 and A2. It sounds like the little man is upset. He's also a noisy pooper, so he may be pooping. I don't want to go too much further without putting this thing together. We might end up having to paint them. I don't know. Maybe I'll paint them gold or something. All right. You can kind of see we're getting there. We're getting there. Now we're going to cut out some more pieces on A3 and A4. Yeah, this is definitely one of those kits. If you've got little hands that are wanting to build something like this, you're definitely going to want to help them with these little tiny pieces because they can be kind of annoying. A5. I am loving the color separation on this helmet though. Not having to put stickers on to do this is so nice. And then we need A17, which is the V fin. And we're going to cut the we're going to snip the little safety wings off of it, make it sharp and pointy like it's supposed to be. Most of your master grades and your perfect grades, you don't have to do that. They already come sharp and pointy. And I usually clean up the nubs on my V-fins just because I don't want them to be ugly. Let's see if I can do this. trying to get it cut just right is kind of difficult sometimes. So usually when I'm doing this, I'll snip just far enough that I can still get it with the hobby knife. That way I don't break the V-fin, because you put too much pressure on it, you're going to break it. Let's just snap it clean in half. Good enough for me. Let's do the other side. Just a quick run of the hobby knife real fast. Just get that sprue mold off of there. Boom. Sharp and pointy the way it's supposed to be, and now we'll put it on. We're almost there. I think once we get the head built, we're going to probably call it for the evening. Start kind of winding down, getting ready for work in the morning. E16. And that gets a sticker, so that's going to be fun. Alright, put this away. On my new desk, like I said, I actually have a shelf just right over here off camera. You can't see it, where I can store all my boxes, even while they're open, and not have to worry about them getting touched. Talk about upping the sticker difficulty on these things, though. While I appreciate a nice metallic green sticker as the next guy, I appreciate it as much as the next guy. It is very tiny for the camera lens section in the helmet. That was a bit of a challenge to get in there, I will not lie. But you see what I do with the toothpick. I'm just using it to make sure it's down in there. That way we get a nice little green section that pops once you shove it on the helmet. that just about concludes the head. I don't see where it, oh, okay, I missed it. So let's grab that neck joint. Like I said, you can kind of just roll the part in between your fingers and it just comes right off on these poly caps. Hold on. They're a little slick. There you go. That's the part we're working with right there. So it says to shove it in the neck first and then put the head on. All right. And there we have it, folks. The head and the chest of the Death Scythe Hell, built and put together real fast before you run away. Let's see if I can grab it off the shelf without breaking it. Or actually, we'll just do this. We'll just turn the camera back up. Alright, and you can't really see it just because it's so far away, but we did finish, or I did finish, the Gundam Age. Here, hold on, I'll change the lighting situation. There we go. Now it's not so harsh. So I did finish the Gundam Age, as you can see. I've got them posed out like the box art. But this kit was really cool. I really enjoyed the build. All the little venti sections in the legs and stuff are like molded into the plastic, so you don't have to panel line them or nothing. So that makes it super duper dope. But yeah, it was just a very pleasant build. All of the lenses and stuff are actual lenses that were molded in plastic and not just stickers essentially. But yep, so I think that's gonna be it for this evening. As you can see, I've got my big Gundam Moon, my small one is back here. This is a third-party kit. It's actually called the Ixchel, however you pronounce it. It's a Chinese kit, but it was like $50. And there's a few differences, but it's pretty much the same design, as it were. And I've got other stuff you can't see up on the top shelf. All of my space kits that require stands are up there. So, like, my big version of the Death Scythe is up there, and I think what I want to do, once I get the rest of my shelves and stuff built on this wall where you see the electrical tape, all of my Death Scythes will go on one shelf. All of my Gundam Wings will go on one shelf because I'll have a master grade and a real grade. My Strike Freedom will probably go on its own shelf. My Hi-Nu right here in the center. This is a 1/144 scale kit, which is wild because it's massive. It's kind of a similar situation as the Gundam Moon. One of those kits that's just big, even for its scale. And then down here on this bottom shelf, above my backlog shelf, is my 1/144 stuff, or more of it. I'll kind of show you guys what we're coming from to where we're going. So this is original Death Scythe from the TV show. Oop. Those poly caps get a little floppy over time. But he's held up pretty good, actually. So that's kind of what he looks like in the TV show. At the start of it, there you go. That's a good baseline. You can kind of see the venting in the chest is similar but different. There you go. That's a good, definitely different, made different for sure. I do believe the Hell version is just slightly taller. So there's that. And then eventually, when he gets into the Endless Waltz arc, let me grab him. He turns into this. Don't fall, please. Not too worried about dropping the tall geese, but he eventually turns into this, and this is the Hell Wing. This is a big 1/100 kit. But you can see just the giant, badass wings. And like I said, all the master grade stuff and the perfect grade stuff have the pointy V fins already. So, but yeah, you can. It's a big kit. Like, I'm not a big dude, and it takes up a good chunk of my torso. So. Now, let's see if I can stand tall geese back up without breaking him or unposing him. And I'll show you another Gundam Wing kit. Because like I said, I think I want them all to have... I want to have all my Gundam Wing stuff together. Start kind of separating it by series. But yeah, there's the tall geese version 1. From the TV show. I've got his big giant slug sniper up here as well. Let's see if I can get him to stand for it. If you have not built the tall geese, definitely recommend building it. It was a fantastic build. Thank you. The rib accent does look badass. I'm actually pretty proud of that paint job. That's pretty clean right there. Technically that makes it a custom, but that's neither here nor there. But again, thank you for joining me, folks. Kyle and I appreciate all the support, all the love. Pass us along to your friends, your family, your co-workers. Tell them to come hang out while we play video games and build model kits and just generally try to enjoy life. Be along for the ride. But for now, we're going to zip this marker kit up. I'm going to put it back where it belongs. And that's going to be it, I think. I'll probably do another build night soon. I've got the Sinking City on schedule, so we can get back into it and get it finished up and knocked out. And then we'll finish up this Death Scythe, and we'll move on to another build and another game at some point on the Xbox. Maybe we'll do an Armored Core playthrough and see how that goes. While I'm in the meantime finishing The Witcher and getting ready for the DLC. So put the snips away, and yes, I've got fancy snips that have the nice leather case, but I've also got a nice, came with a nice plastic sheath as well. Super sweet. And these are like $35 or $36.99 on the Gundam Play Store's website. No affiliation with them, but if you guys happen to catch this channel, hey, what's up? There's my collection. Most of it was bought from y'all. Let's work together. Anyway, put this away. Leave some comments on what I should do with the box art for my kits, because they're coming off the wall, since that's turning into little brother's bedroom. Cannot stay up there, unfortunately. So what should I do with the box art? Should I turn them into like collectible trading cards and like try and make it to where I can put them on a stand with each kit, or should I just take them down and throw them away? Let me know. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna fold that. There you go. Now you can kind of see the manual. It's very cut and dry. There's not much illustration like there used to be in the center of the manuals. Like when you buy a master grade or when you buy a perfect grade, they've got like an art section, and it usually tells you a little bit about the mobile suit and why it was designed, what it's used for, and then the pilot, and then its weapons, what it does, all of its little bits and bobs and everything like that. These do not have that, because these are meant to be like introductory, I guess, to pull people in and to show people that it's not hard to build a dope model kit. It's not as hard as it looks. Now, don't get me wrong, there are challenging kits out there, and I'll show you one like this big 1/60th scale. This is a challenging kit. This is not a kit that I would buy if you do not know what you're doing. Like I said, I've been building models pretty much my whole life, from model cars to Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer 40K. So at this point, I'm definitely an advanced or a master modeler, but this is a big 1/60th scale Mark II. This is one of my favorite suits, probably top 3 for sure. And it's got, in these little sections here, it opens, like every little panel opens. The inside ones do as well. It's just harder, but they like pop open just like that. There we go. And then it's got, you know, real metal bits on it. There you go, that works. I'll show you. Like these are actual like metal chains, and the legs are spring loaded and like piston loaded and everything like that. So this is definitely an advanced build. Not that it's difficult as long as you follow the instructions, but this is totally different animal, totally different everything. I think my next perfect grade I want is going to be probably the Zeta Gundam, which is from the same series as this one. That is my all-time favorite kit. It's the most mean looking. It's the first one in like the series that has the Gundam face that doesn't have any holes in it. It's just got the lines down the side and then just the white like little goatee thing. So once I get some fundage going on that, that'll be a thing. It's one of those kits that's not cheap, but it'll be another desk kit probably, or at least have its own shelf and some backlighting or something like that. And I've got a Zeta down here. It's the real grade. You can't really see it, but it's a holy hand grenade, so I'm not going to pick it up. It was one of those kits I bought before I knew that it was not one that you should buy unless you're prepared to break or fix all the time. But anyway, well, folks, I don't know when the next solo stream is going to be for me. I know Kyle will probably stream at some point this week, and I'm not sure what he'll play. He may play some Echoes of Ironcrad, or he may get back on some Mass Effect. I don't know. But until then, folks, we'll see ya. That is Council adjourned. And like I said, look for some Sinking City. It's coming. Have a good evening, everyone.